You sit there, tallying up the favors you have done, the sacrifices you have made, the times you bled yourself dry for people who are now conspicuously absent. You think your endless capacity to give makes you a good person, someone insulated from betrayal because you have bought their loyalty with kindness. This is a fatal miscalculation. You have not bought loyalty. You have purchased their hidden contempt. Your generosity is not a shield. It is a target painted squarely on your back. The world does not reward unreciprocated goodness. It exploits it. Every time you extend your hand without demanding an equal exchange, you are not proving your moral superiority. You are advertising your vulnerability. People see your open hand, and they do not see a savior. They see a mark. Today, we dissect exactly why your habit of giving is the very mechanism pulling you down, and how to stop the bleeding before there is nothing left of you to salvage. The first law of survival you must accept is that human beings are not naturally wired for gratitude. We are wired for acquisition. When you offer your time, your money, your energy freely, you operate under an unspoken contract. You believe that by depositing kindness into someone's account, you can make a withdrawal when you need it. This is a fantasy. In reality, unconditional giving disrupts the balance of power. It creates a dynamic where the receiver becomes accustomed to your sacrifice. What was once viewed as a favor quickly mutates into an expectation, and eventually, an entitlement. When you finally ask for something in return, or simply stop giving, you are not met with understanding. You are met with outrage. They do not remember the 100 times you said yes. They only remember the one time you said no. You have conditioned them to view you not as a person, but as a resource. And resources do not have boundaries. They are mined until they are empty. People will extract your energy, your connections, and your peace of mind, and the moment you draw a line in the sand, they will accuse you of being selfish. Let them. Their accusation is merely the sound of a parasite losing its host. If you refuse to let yourself be mined any longer, comment, "I never abandon myself to be chosen." Consider the basic principles of economics. That which is abundant is cheap. That which is scarce is valuable. The second truth you must internalize is that your availability destroys your value. You answer the phone on the first ring. You cancel your own plans to accommodate their emergencies. You offer solutions before they even articulate the problem. You are always there. And because you are always there, your presence means nothing. Men and women of power are rarely accessible. They guard their time with a ruthless possessiveness because they understand that distance creates respect. When you make yourself endlessly available, you signal that your time has no inherent worth. If your time has no worth, by extension, you have no worth in their eyes. To command respect, you must artificially restrict the supply of your generosity. Make them wait. Make them earn your assistance. When you finally bestow a favor, it must feel like a rare commodity, not a daily entitlement. When a king speaks once a year, the entire nation listens. When a fool shouts every day in the market square, he is ignored as background noise. Your generosity has become background noise. Cut the supply. Watch how quickly they remember your worth when they can no longer access it on demand. Machiavelli warned that men are quicker to forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance, but he also understood a darker, more perverse twist of human psychology. When you give someone more than they can ever repay, you do not inspire love, you inspire resentment. The third principle deals with the unbearable weight of debt. No one likes to feel inferior. No one likes to be constantly reminded that they are in need of a savior. When you constantly bail people out, you hold up a mirror to their incompetence. Over time, the gratitude they feel turns sour. It ferments into envy and irritation. They will begin to look for flaws in you to justify their inability to repay you. They will betray you simply to erase the ledger. By giving too much, you are actively manufacturing your own enemies. You are engineering the very betrayal you fear. You must allow people to suffer their own consequences. You must allow them to carry their own weight, or they will eventually crush you under it. When you rescue someone from a fire they set themselves, do not be surprised when they turn around and set your house ablaze, just to prove they are your equal. Stop saving people who are determined to drown. The fourth mechanism of power lies in unpredictability. Predictability is weakness. If everyone knows you will always be the bigger person, always forgive, always keep the peace, you offer them zero friction. You give them a blank check to treat you poorly because they know there is no penalty. Contrast this with the strategic application of coldness. The person who is generally warm but capable of sudden, ruthless detachment commands absolute respect. You must possess the capacity to close the door, to walk away without explanation, to let silence do the work of 1,000 threats. When people realize that your generosity is conditional, that it can be revoked instantly and without remorse, they will handle you with extreme caution. The fear of losing your favor must always outweigh the comfort of having it. You have taught them that you are safe to disrespect. You must re-educate them. The lesson is taught not through anger, but through a chilling, immediate withdrawal of your light. Let them stumble in the dark. If you understand this shift in power, comment, "I am the architect of my own boundaries." We must examine the root of your compulsion to give. The fifth realization is that overgenerosity is rarely about the other person. It is about your own ego. It is the savior complex. You want to be needed. You want to be the linchpin holding everything together. But this psychological hunger attracts parasites. Narcissists, opportunists, and the perpetually broken possess a radar for the savior complex. They see your need to fix things, and they present themselves as endless projects. They will drain you, flatter you just enough to keep you on the hook, and move on the moment you demand accountability. You must kill the savior within you. Accept that you cannot rescue anyone who refuses to rescue themselves. Your energy is a finite currency, and spending it on black holes is self-destructive. You are building monuments on sinking sand and wondering why your empire keeps collapsing. Look in the mirror. The desire to be the hero in someone else's story is precisely what is turning you into the victim in your own. Destroy the need to be needed. Replace it with the demand to be respected. Power is not granted. It is taken and defended. The sixth lesson requires you to redraw the map of your relationships. Respect is a border guarded by the threat of consequence. In modern terms, that consequence is the total withdrawal of your attention, your resources, and your presence. The next time someone tests your limits, do not explain why they hurt you. Do not engage in a lengthy debate about fairness. Cut the supply. Instantly. Let them feel the sudden freezing temperature of your absence. They will either scramble to correct their behavior, or they will leave. Both outcomes are victories. You must become comfortable being the villain in the stories of those who could not manipulate you. Their disapproval is the badge of your freedom. For years, you have feared being called cold, arrogant, or selfish. Reclaim those words. Wear them as armor. The people who call you selfish are simply frustrated that they can no longer use you for their own gain. A predator will always label the prey selfish when it refuses to be eaten. Generosity itself is not the enemy. Blind, reflexive generosity is. The seventh protocol of Machiavellian power is the weaponization of giving. When you give, it must serve a calculated purpose. It must be an investment, not a donation. You give to build strategic alliances. You give to create a specific debt that you will collect at a time of your choosing. You give to project power, demonstrating that you have an abundance of resources. But you never give blindly. You assess the character of the receiver. If they have a history of ungratefulness, they get nothing. If they are useful and competent, you calculate the exact amount of generosity required to secure their loyalty, and you give not a fraction more. You are not a charity. You are a sovereign entity, operating in a competitive environment. Kings do not empty their treasuries to appease peasants. They distribute wealth to secure the loyalty of generals. Stop treating everyone as if they deserve equal access to your reserves. Discriminate, evaluate, distribute your favor with clinical precision. The eighth and final truth is the law of withdrawal. Sunk cost fallacy chains you to toxic people and dead-end situations. You keep giving because you hope one day it will finally tip the scales in your favor. It will not. Stop waiting for apologies that will never be spoken. Stop waiting for the moment they finally realize your worth. Your worth is not determined by their recognition. It is determined by your refusal to be squandered. Pack up your resources, reclaim your time, redirect your formidable energy inward toward your own ascent, your own empire, your own unassailable success. The moment you stop funding the lives of parasites, you will realize how powerful you always were. You simply had the wrong beneficiaries. Take your power back. Guard it fiercely. And as you rebuild your reality on these uncompromising terms, make sure you subscribe so you never forget the laws of your own sovereignty.